Okay, back on another lovely state mandated meal break. Yeah, with a new phone, thankfully, so that I can actually get this done. And of course, I got notes down here, so if I look off camera, please forgive me. I'm actually reading my own notes. There's a lot going on. I mean, an immense amount of things going on, and the vaccine being one of them. And my thoughts on the vaccine is, how about we have the politicians take it first, all of them, and make it a condition of their continued employment, like they do with nurses and doctors and healthcare professionals with the flu shot. That will be like a truth serum. If they don't want to take it, or if they try to falsify it, lie, cheat, and steal like politicians do, then you understand that the vaccine is not safe. Don't take it. If, on the other hand, they take it and there are no side effects and everybody does so willingly, well, then you know the vaccine is safe. So if the vaccine is messed up, like they're saying it is, where it's causing Guillain-Barré, where it is causing a polio-like paralysis, pregnancies are not taking, all kinds of different things, dude. Encephalitis, yeah, let me get some of that. It's causing all of those things. Well, go ahead. Let's have the politicians stick that in their arm and see how many of them get killed or disabled. If it turns out that it's not safe, the country's safe from politicians. If it turns out it is safe, the country can potentially be safe from COVID. That's my solution. That's part of it. Okay, so in addition to that, today's video, I was thinking about the fact that the world's been at war, and there's a world war going on, and it has been for a long time. Anybody who knows me has heard me say this repeatedly over the course of the last decade, because that's when the light bulb came on for me. The real war is already going on, and it's been going on from the beginning of time. It's the haves versus the have-nots. And you know what? You can trust me when I say this, because this is from the heart. They want us dead. Facts. They do. But only after we pay the appropriate amount of taxes and put in the appropriate amount of time at work. So every person who's in that have category hopes that we drink, smoke, and eat fast food so that we never really receive Social Security and they don't ever have to give up any money for retirements and things like that. That's been their course of action. Otherwise, why is it diabetes, which can be cured, has not? Well, that's the pharmaceutical companies. They don't want to give up their cash cow. They hope you make yourself as unhealthy, addicted, and pounded into the ground and dependent on the system as you possibly can be. That's what they want. That's how they make their money. They're not about to give that up. In that same kind of vein there was a gal who did an interview with Neil Cavuto, who is a restaurant owner in LA, and I think she said she'd been in business since 1978. The COVID shutdowns now have shut down her outdoor dining facilities. What this poor woman came into as she was coming in to give out last checks to her employees and to give them bags of groceries that she had bought for them herself, she goes walking in, and there's a TV production next door with an identical outdoor dining setup where the caterers are allowed to operate, but she had to shut her business's doors. Now, how is that fair? Who issued that permit? Oh, I'm guessing it was, probably Mayor Garcetti, aided by Maxine Waters and Emperor Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom. This is in California. So she was stunned, shocked, hurt, very angry, and she had every right to be. So, again, the haves versus the have-nots. The catering company had the money to grease the correct palms. She did not, even though she's been in business apparently 42 years, which means the business is well run. She was committed to it. What was her name? Angela, I think was her first name. I can't remember her last name. But then she goes to the mall. All the big box stores on this was on Black Friday, so 2 days before the holiday season starts. That's when she gets this notice to close the doors and make her employees go home and all of this. She goes to the mall on Black Friday. All the big box stores are open. People are trying on clothing, with no masks, or with very little masks, when she had her employees wearing full face shields, masks, gloves, and taking temperatures. She did everything right. She fought the good fight, and now her employees are on the street. So, again, the answer is the big box stores are being allowed to operate because they had the correct amount of money. And it falls right back into what I have always contended is the motto, the true motto of the Democratic Party. Rules for thee, but not for me. So, in light of all of that, they have showed their hand. They want us dead. They want our businesses dead. They want our children starving. This is war. I mean, the war is already taking place. And with what I put on my other video about Cynthia Johnson in Michigan, why? Why is the Attorney General not crawling up her ass with a flashlight and a roadmap saying this is unprofessional? Here's your official censure from the rest of us. And by the way, your recall election starts next month. You better get packed. They're not doing any of that. There's rules for thee, not for me. Zero consequences for threatening and inciting violence against your own civilian population. She's not going after her own politicians. She's going after civilians. Well, Molan Nabe, come and take them. Come and get it. I'm not playing around anymore. This is enough. Enough is enough. They're blue-haired, gauge earring wearing soldiers that she's talking about. You guys would be nothing but meat for the grinder, even for an old school vet. Any veteran of any combat will eat you alive. Even this National Guardsman would chew you up, spit you out, feed you to coyotes, and let you get shit off a cliff. Okay? So come and get it. So, the next thing. The reason they're doing these things is they're scared. And they should be. There's more of us than there are of them. There really are. They're trying to pit us against each other so that they don't have to sweat it. If we're fighting each other, we can't look at what they're doing and see the reality of the situation, which is they want us dead. They want to feed us a vaccine. They want to use us as guinea pigs because they won't take it themselves. The CDC doctor who is pushing this and saying it's so safe, when she was directly asked if she was taking the vaccine, her answer was no. She said, "No, I don't believe I will. I just want to see where this is going." Okay, when you want to see where something will go, you know what that's called? That's called an experiment. Huh. So the CDC and the Democratic Party, and actually the government as a whole, is willing to experiment on their own civilian population. Great. Yeah. Dude, the only needle that will ever touch my arm is a tattoo needle. That's a fact. Touch me with that needle, and I'm going to jab you in the heart with it. You ever see Pulp Fiction? Yeah, that's happening. So, essentially, these people are just capitalizing on COVID. That's what they're up to. They're using as a cover for action. So everything that they're doing is under the guise of COVID, under the guise of, injecting people with a vaccine and then watching them long term for side effects. Dude, they're up in everybody's privacy. They're monitoring. They're tracking people. They're experimenting on us. How much more 1984 does this have to get before people take up arms? Really? Okay? Your actions that you can take is start voting with your pocketbook. And I've said this before in my Ma and Pa videos video that I was talking about, where you can find things in non-traditional places. Vote with your pocketbook. Don't go to Walmart. Stop supporting them. It's ridiculous. Don't go to big chain restaurants that are allowed to be open. Don't go to the mall. Don't do it. That's enough, man. Our money is ours, and you better hang on to it because they want that too. But only after you're dead. Fact. Okay, these are the people who have the money and they control you and they put you in a box. How much are you going to let them do? For myself, I no longer consent to be governed. No more. Okay, so the next thing you can do is make sure that you're investing in products that are quality to begin with. And instead of just throwing them away, look for repairs. I was watching a video from Brad on Full Spectrum Survival the other day. He was repairing a baby monitor. Well, there you go. Go yourself over to whatever store, get yourself a soldering iron, some solder, and if your power cord on your phone breaks somewhere or gets rubbed through, trim it, splice it, solder it, and re-insulate it. Don't go out, just throw it away and go out and spend another 20 bucks or 30 bucks on a cord. Don't. No more, dude. They have enough of their own money. They don't need ours. And in case anybody missed it, I'm angry. Don't allow yourself to be pitted against your neighbors anymore. No more. Because that only benefits the people who are in power who want us dead. That's it. Don't be pitted against your neighbor. Invest in maintenance. Make sure you are invested in your own physical maintenance, which I know you guys can't tell because it's big, beautiful man mane. But I've actually lost a few pounds since I started this channel. Okay? The next course of action you can take is grow your own food. Don't go with all the trad stuff, man. Don't go to these big box stores. You know, shit, I'm going to tell you right now, most of this stuff you find at Walmart, Safeway, places like that, it's shit anyway. It's covered in chemicals. The nutritional value is jack. So try to figure out a way to feed your family in a more creative way. Go fishing. Dear Lord, I'll take a trout out of a high mountain lake over one that you found in the case at Safeway that was from a farm any day of the week. They taste better, they're more nutritious, and it's safer. Dude, there you go. Invest in a hunting and fishing permit. Go get something on the hoof or on the fin or on the wing that you harvested yourself. That way you know exactly what's in it, more or less, right? And again, stop fighting their fight for them. So everybody likes to complain about proxy wars, like, such and such country is controlling such and such country, and they're putting them in a proxy war. That's what our government's doing to us right now. We are in a proxy war to distract us from what the politicians are up to. They're pitting us against each other, especially the Democrats. I'm sorry, you know what? I'm a conservative and I always will be, but the Democrats are, in fact, they're foot and fist into that idea of pitting us against each other at every turn. So stop doing their dirty work for them. I hope this video reaches somebody, anybody, and has a little bit of impact. They pulled the pin, they're holding their grenade, they're pitting us against each other, and the haves want the have-nots dead. They want the herd thinned to where they can try to control us, where they can put us in boxes, where they can do whatever the hell they want to do with us. You know what? I'm not willing to cede that control. And it's a fact. You know, when people talk about Molon Labe, the Greek, the Spartan king Leonidas said that to Xerxes. They said, "Lay down your arms," and Leonidas said, "Come and get them." Yeah, that needs to be a thing. Seriously, make sure they're oiled, make sure they're cleaned, make sure they're zeroed. Get ready. They're on the way. Their army is already in the field. Cynthia Johnson said it, and she gave up. I think she gave up more information than she intended. But when you look at what's going on, people are feeding Antifa. They are wearing something that resembles a sort of uniform. BLM, same thing. There are food trucks being brought into these riots. These people are professional rioters that are being driven from place to place. They're being fed, they're being clothed, they're being armed by people dropping off bricks and Molotov cocktails for them to throw. What does that sound like? Oh, that's an army. Yeah, that's an army. That's not a militia, that's an army. These things are being supplied in some cases by government agencies. We all know this. So, their militia versus our militia, yeah, let's get some. I'm done. Seriously. I will protect what's mine. I will defend the innocent. And woe betide the creature that steps into my garden. Try to have a good day. Don't be afraid. Be vigilant. Prepare. Put some things away. Make sure you're operating from a position of strength, like Bear Independent says. Do it. Seriously, Whiskey Alpha Romeo, inbound.